Hello, what's good everyone? My name is Shreyas Pandey and I'm the Customer Success Manager at OVC MDT. I welcome you all at OVC MDT's Connect Express, and today with me I have two special guests. I have Mr. Sven Koltermann, the Head of IoT at Telefónica Germany, and I have with me Mr. Frank Schmidt-Künzel, the Head of Campus Networks at Telefónica in Germany. It's a pleasure to have you both with us today. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks that we have this chance to talk with you here. Yeah?
Absolutely. So I just would like to first, start off with the Hannover Messe itself. So would really like to know how has been your experience for the Hannover Messe in the previous years and in this year, and what is the difference for you?
So we started with Hannover Messe last year. And we decided after Corona that we want to go there because this is the place where digital transformation takes place. Yeah, and it was really a pleasure to be last year here. Even if the contribution from the visitors was not like this year, yeah, the people were happy after Corona and the pandemic. Come out and meet people again, make business. Yeah, and I think this year you see. Even more, the people, it's getting normal, yeah. But it's also that you see that the digital transformation is in their minds because of the home office, of Teams using, whatever, yeah. The people think more about what can I digitalize, yeah. And this is also what we see here in the meetings last year and this year, that the people are more open-minded.
And more about the concrete digitalization. I mean, a lot about digitalization is also connecting devices, connecting machines in the industry. And last year and the years before, this is a process. Yeah? And last year, 5G was still quite exotic. The whole using anything else than Wi-Fi was a bit exotic, and this is changing quite fast, and this year there's a lot more consciousness about that 5G has more reliability, and they've been able to make more industrial and even automation devices wireless, which was not possible before, and then that's why there is also the whole Hall 14 with the 5G focus, etc. So yes, it's the interest in this whole connectivity part that we are representing is growing.
Perfect. Thanks a lot for that. Yeah. Well, Sven, I guess you mentioned about digital transformation in your answer when you were answering about the Hannover Messe. So the next question is in regards to digital transformation. So what does a digital transformation look like, and how can it be planned and executed in the real time, or let's say in the real world? Yeah.
Yeah. So for my department, for us, it's absolutely key to connect devices. Yeah. So to connect the devices, grab the data, and build solutions. Yeah. And what we see also, this is also after the pandemic, yeah, the people think more and are open, yeah, to connect devices. And even with the technologies, with 5G and LPWA technologies to save power, the people are more open to go this journey with us, yeah. And but they're coming not from this business, yeah. And it's for us it's key to guide the people through this journey, yeah, to make a secure and safe solution for them. Yeah, and so we have very nice talks about water pipes to control and sensors which are coming from LoRaWAN, where they now want to go to public networks to have a better access and coverage. It's so very, very interesting, and I think also for private networks on the shop floor, I think it looks very similar. Huh?
Yes, I mean there is the whole topics of digital transformation are growing as well, and we're talking a lot about digital twin, and I think the main aspect maybe is also artificial intelligence, which is becoming more and more part of our lives, both in private and also in the industrial part. And this was already happening before with machine learning, etc. But this is also driving digitalization. It's also driving our business because, of course, if you're using more AI, you don't want to have the AI in every single device, in everything, a box, in everything, a single sensor. So you think more and more of using a centralized, more powerful AI or machine learning engine, and therefore you need a permanent connection. And this connection, it can be cable, of course, but cable is also expensive whenever you have changes in your factory. So therefore it's also driving our campus network business, because you of course want your own network. If you go wireless, this is still very sensitive. So you can work with any wireless, but in many cases you would like your own one, and that's why campus networks there is part of the game.
Absolutely, and I believe this question itself of digital transformation is a broad question, but I believe
Yes.
that you gave us a very concrete answer. Thanks for that. Well,
There's many aspects of that
There
we
is.
could discuss here, of course,
Yeah,
but I think we
can just
would
go
not
on
finish.
and on in the topic, right? Absolutely, yeah. Well, I was just visiting around, and I also visited your booth, and I realized that there is an innovation hub at your company, and the visitors can take a virtual tour at your company's booth. So, what can we expect from this? Like, is it in regards to the industrial metaverse? Would you like to elaborate about it?
It's of course also only part of it, yes, but we do, I mean, a lot of what we do is explain to the customers what they can do with 5G, what they can do with campus networks, what digitalization aspects are happening elsewhere in the industry. So yes, we're showing them one aspect today. The innovation area is focused a lot on augmented reality, virtual reality, and it's not only B2B, it's also consumers. So this is quite interesting for our customers. And yes, we used metaverse in the end idea to say why do we not invite people to visit this innovation area from Hannover, and we used just glasses, tablets to be able to actually dive into our innovation area, which is located in Munich, and visit it from here.
That's great. That's great. And I believe everyone who are visiting at the Hannover Messe must have a look at their booth. It's one of the brilliant ideas that they have. So, which brings me to the next question for you, gentlemen. How is Telefónica connected, or let's say, or how do you contribute to the ecosystem of the industrial automation? Because we have a lot of questions coming out from the audiences, and they are mostly working in the ecosystem of industrial automation. And really curious to know, how is Telefónica connected to the ecosystem of industrial automation?
Yeah, I mean, one thing is that automation is there are automation machines that need additional connectivity just for monitoring, etc. That's something that is more part of the IoT. But more and more automation equipment can also be connected purely via wireless. That's what I was saying at the beginning. Not everything. Yeah, as soon as you need, I don't know, the internal parts of a single robot. This is something which needs below or 1 millisecond. This is something that you will not do with mobile. This was not something you will do with wireless. But when it comes to synchronizing one machine with another machine, this is sometimes called soft real time, and that's something that you can definitely do with 10 milliseconds or something, and that's something that we can perfectly serve with 5G. So that's why and 5G is the first technology able to guarantee such latencies. Yeah, wireless with Wi-Fi you might reach it many times, but you will always have these explosions of 1 second at some moment. You can never guarantee a latency. So that's why this 5G is the first technology where automation that before was automatically had to be cabled, is now worth thinking. What automation's part will I continue to do with cabling, and what could I actually do without cabling? And as I say always, I mean, there's factories that do not move during 20 years. They will always invest in cabling. It's always worth it. But whenever you have factories that you change from time to time, their wireless has a huge advantage in cost when you don't have to redo the cabling, and also when you can use automation equipment at several locations, not only at one. Sometimes these are million euros equipment, or at least multi-100,000 equipment that you might be able to reuse at different locations, at different places in the factory. So, I think that's what we're doing with our customers.
Brilliantly answered, I must say that. There's one more interesting question coming on to you. Well, what are the current trends apart from the metaverse that you would like to, give us an insight about?
Well, what we just discussed, actually, the fact of how do you get more flexibility? How do you get more flexibility into your factory? That's one thing. The other thing is to to go to the next level. If you look at automation, there's a lot of, especially in logistics, a lot of AGVs, automated guided vehicles or drones that are coming in. So today they are autonomous or they are automated, but they're not yet coordinated. The next level is to see when you have an AGV, to know before you go around the corner if there is another AGV coming from the other side. To have them coordinated and to be able to as I said before, this is not real time. This is then something coordination between machines. So that's a trend that is coming there. And the other one is definitely what we discussed before, AI. The more and more using data, using either computer vision or using any data and being able to analyze it on the spot and to react on it in real time or not in real time, and then it depends on how fast it needs to be, if you can just do it with any wireless or if you have to use 5G for it.
Perfect. So, which brings me to the next question. Well, how can OVC MDT help you in reaching out to your target market, or let's say how can Telefónica help us, like companies like OVC MDT who are working in the core of industrial automation, so how we can help each other in reaching out our target market?
Yeah, sure. I think what is very interesting for us is also maybe also to point this point. Yeah. So what we also see here is on the trade fair that. So for IoT, for consumer IoT, we have a lot of solutions outside. Is it the lawnmower? Is it whatever? The coffee machines which are connected. But in the industry, they do it more on the shop floor level, but not. But here we see also different models. To go in a service model for machines that you put in, but then you need to control. But the manufacturers don't want to let them in their network. So even therefore, we also have a lot of discussions for connectivity to bring it into machines, and this could also be a possibility, I could imagine, to bring the data, from you as a software model for the machines, directly in the cloud as a software based, not in the network. Even the network is down or secure level, This could be an idea, but I think you also have some ideas for private 5G.
Yes, I mean, one is the backup that you can do outside of any factory, to do it remotely. That's definitely something where secure IoT can play a role. And in our case, we half of the time we're discussing what can be done with 5G, what can be done with automation, how can this be mobile. So all of this is making automation mobile in my case with campus networks. And this is a new market. The whole 5G is a new market. The whole making factories wireless is a new idea, and there is a lot of aspects, and many customers are still struggling to see which players they need to do it, and trust is important there. So we also we are offering an ecosystem to our customers to really say, look, we don't have to do everything. Telefónica is doing only a very small part of it, and there is other players responsible for other parts. And to be able to name such partners like you, to touch another point, to cover another part of the mosaic of the combination of things that need to be done in digitalization, and therefore you're part of actually being able to also replicate configurations to make sure they don't have to be redone. I mean, this is all part of the entire process. So I think you will touch customers who actually are trying to be more agile and more flexible and might need a 5G network. And the same as we also looking at automation use cases that we're not doing ourselves, but that we're helping to realize, can also then hint at your features and services that can be an additional step for them.
Fully agree. I believe there's a lot more that we can do, and I'm sure there's a bigger business case. Let's talk about it off camera about it, and I would like to tell something to the audience. It's not just the cool topics that we're discussing, the temperature is also getting cooler.
Yes.
So for that reason, we jump on to the final question of our interview, So, which has been both of yours most favorite booth, apart from your own booth, in this year's Hannover Messe 2023? and why?
So I think I really like the idea to be outside here, and even the concept with the truck, and the idea what was behind, to have this for homeless people and to reuse it here and tell the story, I really like it. And even I have seen yesterday you have cocktails here, with the sundown, maybe we can come later after, So I really like it. I think it's good for networking, and I discussed it yesterday with our marketing department. If we have an additional point next year, maybe outside, even if the weather is so good that today, even if it's cold, it's sunny,
Yeah, of course. I mean, there is no doubt about which booth is here most impressive. And yes, just you also have hot beverages, which is a great combination with an outside location. So, yeah, I think there's no doubt.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and I'm sure the audiences would have loved this interview. And to catch this sort of a content again, please make sure that you always watch the Connect Express. Thank you for having. Thank you for being here today, and looking forward to the next meeting.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.